So let's add another fill layer. Once again, black mask, our generator. And this time, let's have a look. Let's have edge damages. Or maybe, just gonna have a look. Edge damages, edge select. Let's see what edge select does. Let's make some. No, I'm not gonna do edging. Let's first do edge damages. Let's set the curvature to our edge select. And ambient occlusion, let's assign our ambient occlusion. As you can see that we already add something. Here now what you want to do, if you really want to properly see what you're doing, you want to go to size and let's set the size to 4096. Okay, so I just had to speed up this process to keep the tutorial short. So once you convert everything to 4096, you just want to play around with the metal and with the damage intensities until you get what you like. Just pick one point, like a point with a lot of edges to look at, so that you can see what you want. Place that layer into a folder called edge damage and just place a white mask to that layer. And then what you want to do is with a black, while that white mask is selected with a black brush, you just want to paint out any edge scratches that you do not want. For example, here on the sides, I did not like those edge scratches on the side. So I'm just painting those out, and everywhere where it doesn't really make sense to have them, you can just paint out all those edge scratches. So I am doing that right now. And yeah, just with the black mask, it's as simple as that. So you have your layer with your generator in a folder that has a white mask. Then as soon as you paint in black into that white mask, it will just act like an alpha and it will just remove everything from your generator that you paint black. So that's basically it. It's very straightforward. I am just exporting everything, and in Marmoset I am just looking at it and just seeing if there are still points where I do not like to have that many scratches, like on this little block over here. I didn't want that. I wanted to just turn down a little bit on the fence. Just over here, I am just looking everywhere where I do not want to have all those edge scratches, and I'm just painting that out. That's basically it. I'm just turning this back to 4K again, just so I can properly see what I'm doing, and I'm just painting out even more. But yeah, when recording 4K is very slow. I'm changing the opacity, so that little 100 number, I'm just lowering that in order to get a more subtle result. Yeah, just continue this process until you removed everything that you do not want. So here, for example, on the wires, of course I do not want to have edge scratches on a wire. Things like that. Right now in the camera I'm just basically turning up some sharpness, some bloom, and just playing around with the brightness. But don't worry, because we will be changing all of that later on, so I am just doing that to better be able to see everything. So you can see also the welding. The welding looks really nice now because it is matching up with the colors. So it brings it out better. Just as something I'm saying. I'm in the metals. I am just once again playing around with the metal roughness, shininess and everything, just to get more something that I like. So yeah, basically just try out all your values, see what they do, and just same thing as I said before. As you can see by now, it is starting to get closer to the result that you want. While doing all this, I keep looking at my reference on my second screen, and in there I am just looking if it is starting to match. So right now, for example, the black metal is too bright or too light, so I'm just lowering that again. Things like that. And I'm just looking at the specular or the metallic and the roughness response of my materials. So I want to create a new layer and I want to apply a dirt generator on this. And I just want to play around with the values until you get like the dirt that you see here. So roughly get the same values as I get here. I'm just playing around with everything. So right now I have my dirt layer again, and basically I wanted to get dirt in between the edges, which I think didn't work as good as I expected. So yes, it didn't work. So what I did is I created a fill layer with a mask, with a black mask, and in the edges using a dirt brush, dirt 2 I believe, I am just painting in on the edges where I want to have dirt. Right now it looks very strong, but I am just painting in the dirt that I want to give it an extra effect. So right now I just kept it white to be able to properly see it, and just basically paint it roughly on the same position I do. So it's like around the edges where there is a lot of movement and where there's a lot of touching, I want to place more dirt. For example, all these parts over here, they can be moving in real life, and that's why I want to just dirt it or make it a bit dirtier and rougher looking. So for example over here. And then what I'm doing, I am making this a dark brown color, lower down the roughness, and I'm just lowering down the sensitivity of my layer. So the opacity I mean. And I'm just going into my metallic, and over there everywhere I'm just lowering the opacity. Like this. So for this one what I'm doing is I created a fill layer with a black mask, and in that fill layer I turned everything off except for roughness, or yes, except for roughness. And then what I did is I lowered down the roughness completely, and then with a white brush in my layer I am just painting in random spots where that the metal is less shiny, so where that the roughness is lower than somewhere else. So as you can see now I'm just previewing everything mounted. So here it's just a fill layer with only the roughness selected, and the roughness I lower down so that you can so that it will be less shiny. Everything you paint white in the mask will be less shiny than the actual metal, which will give like a nice effect that the metal isn't the same shininess everywhere. So I'm just going over and I'm just like placing those little dots in their little brush strokes to give it a less shinier effect. I am just now playing around with the nickel for the screws, so nothing special, just playing around with the roughness and everything. And I'm just opening up Photoshop, and over here what I am going to start doing is I am going to see textures, and I'm going to select some warning signs, because basically if I drag in my diffuse, now I want to start adding stickers and everything. So here, while I am multitasking, so while I am doing those stickers, I am still playing around with the metal so that can export while I'm doing stickers. But basically I am now going to create some, I call it a diffuse map also. It's basically some stickers and some stripes to add some more interesting effects to my model. So I will actually be going into normal speed again, and I will explain to you that everything. So let's get back to normal speed. Let's go to Photoshop and let's just add some warning signs and everything that we can use. So let's see, let's pick ourselves, I think this one is good. Well, actually want to have the brighter one, this one. And you can just make a free account for CG Textures. So just drag this in here, save it. And I want to place, I'm just going to place them in the same location as I did here, because here it works. I want to place one here. We want to download this thing. So one here, and also on the top these, don't know really what you call it, rotator warning things. Anyway, let's actually first drag in our normal map. The reason I do this is because in normal map everything is a lot clearer to see. Let's just free transform this. And as we can see, here is the side of our thing. And I think we want to place this one probably on this side, not sure. Just want to file, save as, and just save this in bakes as diffuse. That's what I always do. Save it. So yeah, in texturing, as you might have noticed, I'm often just all over the place with doing random things because I don't want to forget to do them. So as soon as I come up with it, I do it. But yeah, it's isn't too bad, I think. So I'm just loading in my diffuse. And here we go. So it is in the right location. All we need to do is we need to move it up a little bit. And for some reason it's a bit squashed, so let's just stretch it. And let's save this. Here we go. Okay, that works. Let's just free transform and just hold Alt and make it slightly smaller. Like this. Let's go back to CG textures. And let's go to, say, I think in various I found that other one. Somewhere. Just like danger. Okay, not that one. Let's see, let's pick. Don't think electricity gave me anything. No, it's not in electricity. Drowning? Doubt it. Let's go all the way back and let's have a look here. Traffic signs, stripes, letters and numbers. Nah. Oh wait, actually it might be in instructions. Now think about it. Although I cannot remember needing to scroll down this much. I'm just gonna have a look where it is. Okay, so it was just in the danger category, warning signs, and then it was in physical injury, which makes sense, and it was like already the first one. So let's just download this one. Let's drag it in here. Let's make it roughly a bit smaller. Turn on our normal map again. And I just want to place this one over here. Edit, transform, 90 degrees. Let's just place this here and see how it looks. So let's press save. So that's done. Let's go to Marmoset again. Here we go, there it is. Ooh, I want to make it bigger, definitely. Let's make it bigger. Place it exactly in the middle. Just here. Turn on our normal map. I want to place another one here. Let's just edit, transform, 90 CCW, I mean. Let's place one here. Let's just save that again. It's done. Okay, that one can be a little bit to the side. Okay, so we're getting there. This one can be slightly smaller and a little bit to the side, like this. The other one needs to move up a bit, also slightly smaller. And let's place that one there. Okay, so now that you know roughly the basics of just making the diffuse map, I decided to speed this up because the tutorial was getting too long. So now I just want to start by making some stripes. So basically what I'm doing now, you actually can ignore because I ended up changing it. So, but I didn't want to cut it out because else we get like really weird parts where I have, because as I said, I am multitasking. So it's hard for me to just cut something out because then I might miss some more parts. So basically if you want to know how to make like those stripes like this, now you know, just by creating a layer and just copying it over. But I actually ended up using a solid stripe because I had some slight UV problems and it just seemed to work better and faster to create a solid stripe, which still looked very nice at the end. So as you can see here, now I just created a solid stripe just by making a selection and using the fill layer, and I am just placing that in the position that they align together. So as you can see here in the UVs, I am just placing my solid stripe, so those two are a part of together. Right now I am just basically moving out my stripes to get the side to align them on the back and the forth. That's basically it what I'm doing. It actually took quite a while to do because yeah, it's saving is a time consuming thing on a 4K texture from my laptop. So with everything selected, I'm just copying this over to this side and this one here to the top because those are also apart or parts together. And now I just keep moving around my stripes, aligning them, and after that we can start by painting things out. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. Just very subtle, but once it's done, it works. Or once it's done, it will look good. Let me say it like that. So I'm just saving this. And now in Substance Painter, I'm just importing that map that I just saved, which I called diffuse. I am creating a fill layer and I want to set the diffuse, the base color, to the map, to this map that we just created. And then I want to set the tiling to 1. Just go at the top at the properties, there styling, and want to set that to 1. Now from all my stripes that I had, I created a mask, basically just by merging all the layers and just turning and just making all the layers white. Just selecting them and paint over white. And then create a black background. Because you will need a mask in order to create some height information in here. So I will actually change this, so I will just talk through this. For now you can sort of ignore this. Basically what I'm doing is I created a mask, I placed it on here, and our layer with all the stripes I placed into a folder with a white mask. So as you can see, so that we can paint out some stuff.